And welcome back, loyal listeners, to the Office Dynasty League podcast. Did I do it?
I think you did it.
I think I did it. Okay. Took week 5.
Well, now the rest of the pod's going to suck. I think that's how that works.
I think I used all of my stat points and put it into
your verbosity.
Getting the first thing right. So, woo! Mac, congratulations. You are a winner this week.
Thank you. What? What winner?
You won week 1. You won your week 1 matchup.
Oh, yeah, but so did you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't feel like I won since I did not pick as many correctly as you did.
Oh, interesting you bring that up. For those following, we had the only disagreement we had last week on whose matchup was going to end differently was Dallas versus Ethan. I went back and listened to last week's podcast. Mac called me a moron 3 times. Picking Dallas.
Did I really?
For picking Dallas over Ethan.
That was a after effects of you picking Ethan to win one matchup for the entire year.
Sure.
I think it was more of an overflow for that.
Sure. Can you hold this? Can you hold this L?
Hold what out?
Can you hold this L?
Hold this L. Yes, I'm holding the L. For those of you who cannot see, which is everyone because there's no video, John literally put out his hand for me to, I guess, hold the L.
He took it.
I did take it. Yes, I did take the L.
So, all right, I'm up 4 wins to 3. And I wanted to take a second and throw a shout out to Evan David. I'm going to throw a stat out here. That touchdown from Odunze, obviously, pushed me over the edge. What I don't think people realize, and I was freaking out about this in the chat, I don't know if everyone did the math on this. It was very clear the Bears were going to do the crazy lateral play. And where, you throw the ball to one guy, then they throw the ball back, and it always ends the exact same way. In someone fumbling and that being it. I don't know if any of you calculated what actually happened on that, but Rome Odunze catches the pass from Caleb Williams on the final play, pitches the ball to DJ Moore. DJ Moore gets tackled, and while he's getting tackled, throws the ball backwards. It's a fumble, and the Vikings recover, and the game is over. DJ Moore, despite running 10 yards forward, did not get any fantasy points for those yards. He did, however, lose 2 fantasy points for fumbling the ball. If you flip those roles and DJ Moore catches that ball and flips it to Rome Odunze and he fumbles it, I lose to Evan. So we, despite winning by about 3.5 points, we were a whisper away from that fantasy matchup flipping twice in the final 20 seconds of that game. So shout out to Evan David, reigning champion. You're a great player, but thankfully the wrong Bear fumbled.
Does that make you feel any better, Evan?
I think that makes him feel so much better.
I bet it does, too. Oh, thanks, John. I feel so much better now.
Yeah, the what-ifs really pat you on the back.
Someone out there, I bet there was a matchup somewhere out there where someone with DJ Moore was leading against somebody with Odunze, and it was like a 3-point difference or something, and then the negative for DJ Moore and the positive for Odunze just flipped them. That would be tragic.
I like to think out there's the bizarro version of our league where the exact opposite outcome happened, yeah. But, so great week 1, really exciting, genuine week of football.
Yeah, it's exciting to be back.
Yeah, congratulations to our winners. Better luck next week to our losers. And we need to get into the punishment for what we're going to be doing for whoever loses these predictions. We put it out there for a vote. We told you the cutoff time was 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, and I think 5 people voted.
Oh, that's generous. 2, including us. Well, no, we voted.
We voted.
I think there were 3 more.
And then
people?
Adrian voted for all of them.
Oh, I guess that is 5. 2
and then
3.
2 people voted.
Adrian did vote for all of them, which we're happy for the participation, but functionally that's the same as someone
not voting. So
but we got Adrian's approval on all 3, which is good.
Shout out to Adrian. But we ended up with a tie between going and seeing the same movie for every time that for every game that you were behind the opponent in predictions. And then also having the oil or the big canvas painting in your house. We keep referring to it as an oil painting.
Or a picture or a photograph.
Yeah. Just something
image.
Something of the winner in some capacity that you have to hang in your home.
Winner's choice of medium.
And we are going to go with the picture. I personally was a big fan of the SoundCloud album because I wanted to see what 12 songs Mac would put together. Didn't end up winning. I'm going to pitch it again next year. We'll see what happens. But we're going to go with the picture. And every time the first time someone comes and visits your house for the next year that picture is hanging up, you have to take a selfie with them and send it to the group chat if they're willing.
You must request a selfie with the person visiting your home.
No one is kidnapped. So that's going to be the punishment this year. So right now the score is 4 John, 3 Mac.
I am losing.
We are going to keep track of that as the year goes on. And we will see what happens. But there's no element to it of like it's out there longer for whoever's more ahead. So there may be a little bit of gamesmanship to be had of like you know what I'm going to pick. So you go a different direction.
I got a zag.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Long season. But all right, we're going to go ahead and jump into our picks for next week.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and go first. I'll go quickly. I've got Caleb this week over me. I just feel like Drake London's not going to play, so I don't know. I'm nervous about that. But I've got Tyler this week winning. I've got John winning. I've got Will winning, and I've got Matt winning.
Yeah. So just for a baseline, the predictions are myself over Dallas. It has Tyler over Ethan. The computer projects Mac over Caleb. It projects Will over Adrian by a lot. And it projects Matt over Evan. So I'm going to go ahead and go with not every overdog. A little bit of a spoiler, but I'm going to go with myself over Dallas. I'm going to go with Tyler over Ethan. I'm going to go with Mac over Caleb. I'm going to go with Will over Adrian. But then I'm going to circle back and say Evan redeems himself and wins over Matt.
Okay, so we have 2 differences.
Yeah.
Weirdly, maybe not rooting for myself.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that one.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm due for a loss. I think.
Week 2?
Well, I just feel like last year and a half in regular season at least.
That's fair.
Yeah, so we got 2 differences this week, so I imagine we'll probably split.
Mac made it 2 whole weeks, and it's like, I'm due.
I felt like, I don't know, we'll see. But
things are going too well.
Thanks do. I mean, yeah, it feels like I'm due, but we'll see.
Yeah. But, yeah, those are your picks for this week. Last week we had 1 difference. This week we have 2, so we could theoretically come back with the same record this next week if we split.
I'm happy with that if that means I get to win this matchup. That'd be pretty good.
Max consolation prize is he gets to win. So, okay. We ran through that one because we are really, really excited about this next one. Week 1 overreactions.
Or not.
Or is it not an overreaction?
I don't know.
Is it just the status quo? What's going on? So, Matt, can you kick us off?
Yeah, so just the way this will work is I'll give a statement, and then John will respond, overreaction or not an overreaction. All right, so my first statement, Zach Charbonnet should be drafted ahead of Kenneth Walker in redraft leagues.
Oh, boy.
Overreaction.
Overreaction or underreaction? Or overreaction or truth? Oh boy, Zach Charbonnet really popped, and not just in like a fantasy points perspective, but like a legitimately like snap count perspective, like how much he's touching the ball kind of thing. I'm gonna say overreaction. I mean, we have such a large body of work of Kenneth Walker being the lead back in that backfield. It feels crazy that just like out of nowhere with pretty much zero reporting, they're just like, and Charbonnet, but. I'm gonna say overreaction.
Okay, I did hear some reports that they have a new scheme this year, and they felt that there were some reports that Charbonnet they felt worked better in the new scheme than Kenneth Walker. I don't know if there's any validity to that, but maybe it's just people trying to explain it after the fact. But
sure. All right, overreaction or status quo. The sophomore wide receiver class regresses.
Okay, so we're talking about
Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Romo Dunze, Lad McConkey,
Ricky Pearsall. So as a whole, I mean, it's just going to be probably some regression and some. I'm going to go with overreaction.
Okay.
I mean, with Neighbors and Brian Thomas, it's hard to go up from there from
Sure,
the rookie years.
sure,
I mean,
sure.
they can. But I think they'll be similar guys as last year. I think they'll be like the same. But I just think Pearsall and Odunze and Marvin Harrison Jr. Lad McConkey, we'll see. But I think like those three guys were, and Keon Coleman. We've got Keon Coleman. Xavier Worthy's hurt. It's kind of. But I think there's a lot of guys who probably underperformed a little bit, but just showed flashes or came on strong at the end of the year. And I think the improvements we'll see from them will outweigh any regression we see from like Neighbors and Thomas.
Sure. I just think if you look, I don't know if you've done your due diligence looking at some of these numbers. I know you know Malik Neighbors, 12 points. Brian Thomas, 9.
Yep. And a saved by touchdown.
Yeah. Lad McConkey was not popping off the page.
Well, he had 8 catches for 70 yards, or 6 catches, 74 yards, I think.
Yeah, but that's
a
like
good game.
That's okay. That's good, but is that where he was going in redraft leagues kind of numbers?
I mean, if he gets true, but I mean, if he finds the end zone, he's playing the Chiefs. I felt that was a good McConkey performance.
But I mean, like similarly, Odunze was very much saved by that final Bears drive that was very desperate, in which DJ Moore kind of got hurt. So we'll see. I mean, we're both very invested in that class, but it was not the week 1 showing you were hoping for.
Sure. Marvin Harrison looked good, though.
He did look good. Stud.
All right. My next overreaction, question mark, is one that Colts fans are very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this argued on ESPN, which just because it's on ESPN doesn't mean...
Reliable source, Steve A.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. But Daniel Jones will be the 2025 Sam Darnold.
Ooh. Oh, my gosh. Every ounce of me wants to just slam the yes button. I'm going to say overreaction. We saw... So whenever a team genuinely blows out the other one, the conversation is like, okay, are they good or is the other team bad? Right? Like, which one is more true than the other? My understanding on this one is it's always a little bit of both. Man, is that Dolphins secondary bad? Really, really.
Were they supposed to be
bad.
this bad?
I traded Jalen Ramsey like 2 weeks before the start of the season, and then lost the other guy who's supposed to start across from him like in the second quarter. Minka Fitzpatrick apparently has been super regressing. Like, it was not good, but I'm going to need at least 3 more weeks before I'm willing.
3 more weeks.
I'm going to need 3 more weeks.
What if he does this against Denver? If he does, he goes for 275 yards.
Scores on every drive.
He if he looks like the same guy last week against Denver, I think Denver's a really good test.
If we do this against Denver, I kind of forgot we were playing Denver this next week. If he does this against Denver, I think I'm there.
Okay.
But my fear, Daniel Jones literally did this to the Giants, where he was entirely given up on. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. And then he balls out, and he gets paid $40 million a year fully guaranteed, and then is immediately bad.
Yeah.
So, like, Daniel Jones back against the wall is kind of a proven commodity.
That's strong.
In a way. We have a full season of data where he won a playoff game him being good.
Yeah.
And then multiple seasons since then of him being bad, but his back has never been against the wall. I don't know.
Those of you who are not Colts fans, sorry, this just turned into John and Mac talking about the Indianapolis Colts. But I think it's an interesting fantasy discussion, especially if you're in Superflex leagues.
Sure.
I actually had somebody reach out to me about acquiring Daniel Jones
in
a Superflex league, which I'm like,
what a world.
I think I'll hold. Anyway.
Let's talk about a different shade of blue. Abandon every Lion.
Overreaction. Get out of here. Abandon. well, I got to
Jump
drop
ship.
someone.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra was one of my lowest scoring players.
Kenneth Gainwell looking real good on that waiver wire.
No, do you want to rephrase it?
Yeah, that was obviously put very strongly. You should be trying to sell Lions because they're probably at peak value right now.
Okay, so panic. Maybe we're panicking.
Panic on the Lions.
No, we're not panicking.
Okay.
No. I think maybe tempered expectations. I think anyone who thought, yeah, they'll just be fine. No Ben Johnson, no problem. I think maybe that's not.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to change your expectations maybe a little bit. I'm hoping they open it up a little bit, and rather than trying to do the whole ground and pound thing, which is what they appeared to be doing the entire game against Green Bay.
It didn't work.
I'm hoping they maybe air it out a little more. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I saw a report right before that game that Lions were more happy that Kenny Clark was gone than Micah Parsons was showing up, and I said, maybe reevaluate those expectations.
It could just be also Green Bay is just like this year's
stupid good.
This year's just the defense no one wants to see on the fantasy schedule. So it could be that as well.
The Ravens of old. Yeah, that's fair. That's all mine. Did you have any others?
No, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into some time with our friend Caleb Trowbridge.
And we are here today with a special guest star that I think is going to be good.
Should be fun, I'm sure. I mean, it depends on how spicy we want to get.
Last week we were supposed to get spicy with Tyler, and we did not get spicy.
I realized something. I realized that Tyler's opinions aren't good enough for me to really go like really aggressively against him. It's kind of like one of those. It's like you want to think that it's not. I'm not going to argue with you. Like it's not really worth the time. But I know Caleb. He's a little more reputable with coming in with better takes. So we might be a little more critical. So.
Tyler does not have the opinions that are worth my emotional energy. That is true.
That's true, especially anyone regarding Travis Hunter. We're done with that.
Done with that. So, without further ado, Matt gave a little bit of a spoiler, but welcome in Caleb Trowbridge.
Hi, guys. Thank you for that. I always appreciate a little Tyler bashing to kick things off.
As do we all. Caleb, we're going to jump straight into it. You seem to have embraced the John Yaney school of building your team, and that is through the wide receiver. Looking at your roster, we got Nico Collins, Brian Thomas, Garrett Wilson, Hollywood Brown's looking pretty good right now. You got Chris Godwin on your bench. Cooper Kupp appears to be a depreciating asset, but you've got a lot of really high-end wide receivers. Have you truly come over to the school of John Yaney?
Okay, we're going to back up. It was my school first. Okay, if you remember right, I was the original mega wide receiver owner with Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams trio. So I started this school. I think you're my pupil. I'm not your pupil. Okay, so don't get it twisted. And we just have a new class of the school of wide receivers that if some of them don't get their heads out of their asses, they're going to be kicked out of school.
Sure. Let's start with one of those guys that needs to get their heads out of their asses. Nico Collins, out the door for Bijan soon?
No, because Adrian sucks, and everything about Adrian's front office sucks, so can't get him to answer the phone.
Hey, Caleb, I'm not going to give anything away, but a little birdie told me the winds might be changing on the Bijan front.
Yeah.
More to come.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll see. We'll see.
Nothing publicly slandered the man. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, I'm not going to apologize. He knows what he's done. Please, Adrian, rescue Bijan. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Nico or who, but there are some names on the table that could possibly be shuffling.
Sure.
So we'll see. I love Nico Collins, so that would be tough to break.
Right. I think Tyler has said multiple times, Nico Collins is your guy.
He is my guy, but I don't know. Nobody. He just did not look good Sunday, but that whole offense was a disaster. But no, he's my guy. And then Garrett Wilson, he's not really like my guy, but He played well last week, and he's the newest face of the trio. So, and then of course Brian Thomas Jr. Kind of fell ass backwards into that one, so that was nice.
Sure. Now, I see for this upcoming week, we got Baker Mayfield starting over CJ Stroud. Are
Yeah, yeah.
we
Baker's the guy. Stroud had a very uh, rough year last year, and Baker's just right now. I mean, he's a top fantasy option at quarterback, which is just really. If you would have told somebody 3 or 4 years ago, they probably would have laughed you out of the room. But that's the situation right now. Is Baker is a viable fantasy option at quarterback.
sure? Now, you're a famous Oklahoma fan. What does it do to your heart to see that we have five starting former Sooners at quarterback in the NFL?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's great. Minus the one starting for the Bears.
He avoided the
But
trap.
so yeah, they just it's QBU. Everybody knows that, and so
Hard to argue.
Baker and Jalen is an unstoppable force when it comes to running 1 yard plays. Um, and then Kyler's electric. Love Kyler, and then Baker's my guy. I'm sitting here at my desk with my Baker Mayfield bobblehead right behind me, so Baker's my guy, and it's just exciting to see these guys excelling at the next level.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go back here to John's Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud question. I think a better question than why are you starting Baker over CJ Stroud might be, is CJ Stroud a drop candidate? I have a little stat here for you. Since week 5 of last season, CJ Stroud has 0 20-point fantasy outings in that stretch.
Yeah.
And as far as single digit outings since that time, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 single digit fantasy outings with one,
20-point outing.
well, actually 0 in that span. His last 20-point outing was week 4 of last season. So is he somebody you might consider dropping, or is he just too young and too much potential to cut loose?
Yeah, no, I don't consider dropping him right now unless something just drastically shifts. He's young, and I don't. It's a one quarterback league, so you know, there's only just a few guys that are going to win you a game. We saw that with Sunday Night Football,
Yeah, we did.
and those guys aren't just. I'm not going to pursue those guys, and so I think
Yep.
Stroud is exactly what I need him to be right now. He's just Baker's backup and fill in when needed.
I guess you cut Bryce Young first, probably, I would assume. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
realize
mean,
he was there too.
yeah, we're just got all the darts in the drawer here if case something happens to Baker.
Yeah. Except one of those darts is kind of a broken arrow.
Yes, very much so.
Hey, so shifting gears here a little bit, we've really appreciated. I know I can say this. I'm sure others in the league would agree with me. We've really appreciated all the content you continue to create with the power rankings and the write ups. Seems to be something you enjoy. I know. Dragging other people through the mud when they're down is one of my favorite pastimes for sure. But have you thought about if you were to, in another universe, make a career out of creating, being in a sports media journalist? What outlet, what media company for sports would you most want to work for?
And why is it Fox?
Well, it's not ESPN. Um,
You could be
you
the
know,
savior, Caleb. You could fix them.
uh, Barstool would actually be fun, but it's as the older I get, the less appealing it is. So yeah, probably Fox. They got a lot of solid personalities, and I enjoy most stuff Fox puts out. But Barstool would be an option. They're getting a little less frattish nowadays. But I think as long as Dave Portnoy's around, it's going to be frattish.
As long as the owner's around.
As long as what?
The owner.
Yeah. He might sell. He could get bored. Who knows? But definitely not ESPN. It's a tiring media outlet at this point.
It is. I will say my top two choices weren't even mentioned. I think for me, it'd either be The Ringer or The Athletic. Did you consider either of those?
Not the Ringer, but the Athletic. The Athletic is a solid option.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm taking a sucker punch to Mac.
I love The Ringer.
Okay. Caleb, I see that you are a Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
He's Bill. He's Bill now.
He's Bill?
He wants to be called Bill.
There's no way.
I saw it. Is that a thing? Did you see the Bill thing?
That's factual. He is Bill Krosky Merritt.
There's this kid in middle school where he said, "My name's Kobe, but I like to go by Corey, and Corey likes to go by Cash." And that's the vibe that I'm getting by Ja'Cory going by Bill. But it seems like the Commanders have shifted their attention this offseason from Brian Robinson to JCM. What do you think hurt worse? The Commanders giving up on him or him being shot?
Oh my God. Probably the Commanders giving up on him. I've been a Brian Robinson fan since day one, since it got called the worst draft pick in that draft. So, I love Brian Robinson. I had to give him up, cut bait. I don't even remember what I got for him, but I've always been a fan of him. But I think big things are on the horizon for Bill.
So stupid.
So we'll see how Bill produces down the stretch.
Yeah, big Bill guy.
Hey, so Caleb, I can't help but notice that last week you lost to Will. I don't know if you checked the scores or anything, but are you panicked right now? Is there any panic over there with Creed thoughts? What's Creed thinking?
No, as the league knows, I was working on a project today and found out that I actually have a losing record to Will. 4 times I've lost to the Tots.
I'm so sorry.
So it is. The Tots are my Achilles heel, apparently. As I just glance at this record spreadsheet, it appears I do better against the top half of the league than I do against the bottom half of the league. So play to your competition, I guess. I don't know. But all kidding aside, I've on record in multiple group chats. I'm a fan of Will's roster. I think, my power rankings also speak to that. I think Will's going to have a good year.
Sure. Speaking of your power rankings, before we get to that, we're both big Will fans here as well. Given our rankings, I think we had him on the playoff bubble, which would be the best season he's had by far. So you're not alone in thinking Will's roster is looking good this season. But speaking of your power rankings, you dropped those today. Who would you say is the hardest team to place right now?
The hardest team to place is probably Tyler. Tyler has moved so many pieces that it's just hard. He doesn't have an identity where I kind of had identities for all these other teams. Evan's going to ride the Derrick Henry and Jalen Hurts wagon to glory, and Mac's going to win. And John has his receivers. And so I think Tyler, just waiting on an identity to emerge with Tyler, I think is what's making him difficult to place right now.
Sure. All right. Last question from me, unless Mac has anything else. What does a successful season look like for your team?
Not losing the title game. I don't even care if that's not in the title game. Like, not losing the title game.
Just deeply tired of silver.
Yeah, losing the semifinals or win the damn championship. I'm tired of finishing second.
But does that count a missed playoff?
No, we don't miss playoffs.
Oh, that's not even a consideration. You and I are actually the only two teams who have never missed the playoffs.
That is a fun fact. A very fun fact, actually.
So, well, Congratulations on your streak. I'm finding out right now. Apparently, I'm in the room with the two most consistent teams. Most consistent gold, most consistent silver.
I also have quite a few. Well, doesn't matter. Yes.
And
Matt, you got anything else for Caleb?
they meet this week, so we'll see.
Yeah. I think you'll be surprised by some of our predictions for this week.
Yeah. Let's just say that when you said you do well against the top competition, I factor that into my prediction.
Oh, okay. Little lead there. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you fellas keep up the great work. I'm trying to get the interest engine rolling for you guys. I think there may be some people that are listening that are just not contributing. There are obviously people that aren't listening. We know who those people are. But just know that you have me and Tyler as your number one fans if all fails.
Woo.
Appreciate you, Caleb.
Yeah.
Right.
This is fun. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.